13 under, bogey free, heading to the weekend. How are you feeling?
Good. This is, my caddy and I were joking yesterday that it might have been the worst I've hit a golf ball in the last 3 months. But I made putts. When I did get out of position, I made a couple great par saving putts and knocked in a couple 15, 20 footers, and that's just all the difference. I controlled it well enough to not get myself in too much trouble, but man, I've been hitting it really, really nice the last few weeks, and yesterday was actually a little bit of a shock, especially off the tee for me. So that honestly weirdly gave me some confidence that it's funny, you do that sometimes and you shoot a good score and you realize you don't have to be perfect to shoot a good round of golf, or to shoot 6-7 under, and it's kind of what I've done the last couple of days. I hit it a little nicer today, controlled the golf ball a little bit better yesterday, but again, putting was just solid. Made a couple saves when I needed to and knocked in a few of those 15, 20 footers. Again, that's just not what I've been making lately. So yeah, just got me right to a good position going into the weekend.
Any birdies or par saves stand out in particular?
No, I just had a couple yesterday, and then maybe that one on my 17th hole of the day today, where just knocking in those nice 8-10 footers for par. When you pretty out of position and you hit a decent chip to 8 feet. Those are the ones that kind of keep the momentum going and keep you feeling good. And kind of did that a couple times yesterday, where I just knocked in a couple 8 to 10 footers for par. Then they weren't 3 footers, and that just kind of makes you feel good and keeps that momentum and makes you keep that round going. Making
your tournament debut, had you been to Bermuda prior to this week?
No, I never have. I honestly didn't really know what to expect. I've seen it on TV a little bit, and to be honest, it doesn't really do it justice. This place is pretty spectacular. The golf course is a really good little golf course. I know it's short by our standards, but generally, with some wind and with some tough angles, it's not something you can just go send drivers around. You got to be mindful of where you're putting it and give yourself chances that way.
Now a couple rounds underneath your belt with this course, a little bit less windy than usual years, but what's the key to navigating around?
For me, it's just been the wedge game. You do get some wedges around here, and that's kind of what's been working for me lately. So just capitalizing on that when I get 120 or less in my, as far as a number, with a wedge in my hand, it's just trying to get it in there close and have a good chance of birdie.
Vegas, Mexico had consistent finishes. Where are you feeling most confident in your game?
Right now, it's just it's a little bit of everything. Like I said, the last several weeks, the ball striking had been better. Last week, the ball striking was phenomenal. The putting was, and there wasn't stats last week, but if I was anything above last place last week, I would have been very shocked on the putting stats. So, just to see, I just kind of worked on some routine stuff with my caddy this week, just worked on some setup stuff and just tried to get real simple with it, and honestly just feeling a little better, feeling a little more confident over it. So it's nice to see those putts going in, and just have to keep doing that over the weekend.
Brian, you've been out here a long time, multiple winner. How do you maintain your desire to be out here? I'm sure you've got a lot going on in your life, and you probably haven't had the season that you've anticipated having. So how do you maintain that? How do you keep going?
I've been asking that question a lot to myself the last couple of years. When I'm out here and not performing and not playing well and just not feeling like myself, and really not wanting to be here a lot of weeks is the hard part. I've a family and young children, and it's hard missing out on their soccer games or their ballet stuff. It's fun to be there for it, and I love it when I'm home, and it makes it that much harder when I do come out, especially when you're struggling. But physically, I've felt a lot better the last 6 months, really. The second half of this year, I finally just felt like I'm kind of doing what I should be doing, on the golf course. And it's just been now trying to put all the pieces together to, shoot those scores. So that's why, yesterday I kind of hit it poorly by my standards, but shot a good score. And that actually weirdly gave me some confidence to be like, okay, you just kind of remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to drive it right in the middle of the fairway every single time. Hey, you can be scrappy sometimes and, make some up and downs. And there's a lot of different ways to shoot, under par. So, days like yesterday just kind of remind me, what I can do and give me some confidence and some, better feelings going forward. So, but yeah, I'd say that's been my biggest struggle the last 2 or 3 years is the desire. You know, I've been out here for 18, 19 years, whatever it is at this point, and you know, gone traveling a lot, and it's a lot.
Will it be easy for you, or how do you maintain that confidence or that attitude through the weekend and next week maybe?
I mean, when you get this far in the season, it's well, I do it or I don't. You know, like it's almost simple. It's, you know, I joke on a golf course sometimes, you know, with my caddy, like you just get a shot sometimes that you just have to hit it. Like there's no bailout, there's no spot you can hit it. Kind of like the 16th hole here, that par 3. It's like, well, it's time to hit a golf shot. Like you don't have a choice here, right? And it's kind of, I would, you know, say it's similar this time of the year. It's like, well, it's time to do it, or you don't, right? And it's you know, fortunately for me this week, I've been doing it better and feel a little bit better. Built some confidence on my last couple of weeks of just, you know, different parts of my game starting to work better, and that's what you want to see. And so far, they've all been kind of working. So hopefully it stays that way.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Awesome stuff.